You better.
The DOST service to Islam awards that we.
Oh, right, okay, I got it. Yeah.
Well, like, what are your thoughts on it? How do you evaluate it, and what suggestions would you have for the future?
I don't know very much about it. I think this is the first time it's been part of a conference to which I was invited. But I think it's a wonderful idea because, for two reasons. And first of all, one needs to award, above all, just know about and respect people whose contributions are to Islamic civilization, Islamic culture, to the humanistic and creative dimensions of Islam, whatever domain they're doing that in. According to the Hadith of Gabriel, which I think is pretty wide encompassing, the very culmination of everything we do on the planes of belief or iman, of faith and action, culminates in ihsan, in doing or being, you might say, what is both good and beautiful. So there are very few, and the combination of what's good and beautiful there is so important. So there are Muslims, unsung Muslims, some who might get in the local newspapers all over the world who are on different groups and planes are models of ihsan. And I think my only advice is, as this year, to always stay open to people from different Muslim cultures and Muslim women and men. Don't ever go overboard in one way or another, because there are just so many of the most creative and influential artists, poets, people who work constructively for a future that will be hundreds of years into the future. Those people don't get in the newspapers, but they tend to be disproportionately women. And I think that whether it be Muslims in America or any other country, there are a variety of reasons why. Above all, they realize that things happen in the world through cooperation. That the Quran so often uses that fifth form of cooperate in sabr, cooperate in communicating the truth and the reality. And that cooperation, as opposed to competition or open warfare, comes much more naturally to women than it does to men, let's face it. And therefore, service to Islam and service in general is something that's just one of the ways that God has shaped us for different functions, different uses in life. So anything that awards unsung muhsinun and muhsanat, I think those are wonderful rewards and awards, and I try and give them more to living people, if possible. That's another suggestion, that Muhammad Iqbal is important, but there are people in many Muslim countries. And now, it's almost the other thing that comes to mind is there's so many countries that are self-destructing. One thinks of Yemen, most recently in the old days in Sarajevo, Bosnia, but nowadays Yemen and Halep and, Syria and Iraq both. And in those kinds of situations, you get people who, without any political side or motivation, devote themselves purely to the service of humanity. So one reads little articles about them, but they're not doing it so they'll be famous and well known, but they become the real models of fida, of giving up yourself, giving up your soul for God's sake, of the real shuhada. I would never use the word martyr for shaheed, but those whose life bears witness. That's the meaning of shaheed, whose life and work bears witness to the divine presence and the divine responsibilities that we all share as human beings.